We've already talked a lot about main ideas. We have definitely talked about identifying main ideas in paragraphs, and you'll remember back from Skills and Strategies 1, we learned about this. We've also practiced identifying the main idea of a whole reading, the central main idea, or the main idea. We're just going to look a little bit more specifically about that central main idea and give it a name. So the central main idea of a reading is called the thesis, and usually writers clearly state the thesis at the end of the introductory paragraph or beginning paragraphs in a reading. And then the main ideas of all the paragraphs in the reading, think to main idea check exercises that we do where we identify specific main ideas of paragraphs. They're all going to contribute to the thesis, to the overall main idea. And then it might be repeated in a new way in the final paragraph. We call that restating the thesis. Each paragraph usually has a function and a specific relationship to the thesis. Understanding the thesis or the main idea of an entire reading is a very important academic skill. So let's look at some examples. These are main ideas from 6 paragraphs of a whole reading. So imagine that if we had a main idea check, these sentences would represent an entire paragraph. So the topic that connects main ideas in all of these paragraphs is global language. And we can kind of see that. Global language, global, and languages, global. Language, many countries, world, language. You can see language, global language, right? We see that throughout the main ideas in all of these sentences. So as you read, you should think about the writer's thesis. What does the writer want to say about global languages? Well, let's look at each of these main ideas and try to decide. Sentence 1, with 1.5 billion speakers, English is now a global language, but the numbers are not the most important issue. The main idea of paragraph 1 actually introduces the thesis and the claim. The claim is going to be what the author wants to say about the topic, what the writer wants to say about the topic. So here, what does the writer want to say about global language? Well, the writer wants to say that numbers are not the most important issue. So now, as we go through and we read the rest of these main ideas, these paragraphs should be supporting that idea, that numbers are not the most important issue for global languages. Let's look at paragraphs 2 and 3. Languages become global when they gain official status in many countries, and languages become global when they gain favored foreign language status in many countries. So the main ideas of paragraphs 2 and 3 are really similar because they're both different ways that a language reaches global status, how a language can be a global language. So it's not just, those are both examples of how it's not just numbers, so those both support the thesis in paragraph 1. Let's look at paragraph 4. English is an official language in many countries that have no native speakers of English, and it is the most widely studied language in the world. The main idea of paragraph 4 is that English is an example of the claims made in paragraphs 2 and 3. So paragraph 4 is giving us even more information. In paragraph 5, a large number of native speakers does not necessarily cause a language to become global. The main idea of paragraph 5 is the common view, right? Think back to some of our other skills and strategies. A factor that readers might think is important, but the author claims is not, right? Remember that claim is numbers are not the most important issue. And number 6, paragraph number 6, the economic, military, and political power of the nations promotes their language to global status. Paragraph 6 is the most important reason, the most fundamental reason for the global status of a language. So together, all of these paragraphs support the writer's claim. A language attains global status not because of the numbers, but because of the power of the nations where its speakers live. The main idea in paragraph 6 restates the central main idea, the thesis, that the writer wants expressed in this reading. So, a few things to keep in mind. As you begin, ask yourself, what is the topic? In other words, what is the general subject of the reading? A lot of times the title can help you decide. Then, what claim do you think the writer will make about that topic? In other words, what do you think the thesis will be? What does the writer have to say about the topic? Think about the main ideas of each paragraph that you read. Are they all related to this topic and the thesis? Do they all fit under that same umbrella? Pay attention to the first, second, and last paragraphs in the reading. Writers often state or restate the thesis in one of these places. All right, so go ahead and try skill practice 1, skill practice 2, and skill practice 3, and check your answer keys in the answer keys. Check your answers in the answer keys that are posted. If you have any questions, please send me an email or post to the discussion board. Otherwise, good luck with the exercises. Bye.